The Coca-Cola 600 on Fox is sponsored by Goodyear, innovative technology to help you get there. By Vitamin Water, it works for Casey Kane. By Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. And by Chevy, the most wins in NASCAR history, an American revolution.
12 laps to halfway in the Coca-Cola 600. Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear, official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for the past 25 years. Goodyear, get there. Some of you may sigh and some of you may cheer, but next week is the final 2007 race on Fox. Will be at Dover International Speedway for the Autism Speaks 400, presented by Visa. You'll see it next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
With the new car.
That's right.
So
on the Monster Mile.
Wings. We'll have wings next week.
So they'll really be flying around.
And they will fly around Dover. And everybody will go, ooh, ah.
Collectively.
Yes.
Getting set for the restart from our DLP Ultimate Picture Cam, suspended above the front straightaway at Lowe's Motor Speedway. We're back under green with 15 cars on the lead lap. Dale Earnhardt Jr. got the free pass, so he is the last of those.
I don't believe we've heard from this guy we're riding with here right now, Matt Kinson is 17. The guys in the pits reported earlier he was complaining about brake problems. He got a little behind, pitted early on a green flag stop. He's worked his way right back in the top 5 up there in 3rd.
What time is it?
Not quite time, but we're getting there.
It's not 9 o'clock yet, is it?
No. You going to call Mark?
I'm going to call Mark at 9. He's kind of lingering there in 7th spot right now.
Watching Bill Elliott behind the wheel of the Wood Brothers Ford for the very first time. He has led this race and currently runs 17th. 3rd place, Carl Edwards moves past his Jack Roush teammate Matt Kenseth.
A lot of people thought that Carl Edwards could be the man tonight.
And you know, I think that's another team that learned so much last week in the Open. They had the car to beat just driving away, but at the end of the long run, the car got way too tight. They got beat. I definitely think they put that information to use.
I agree.
Dick?
Bobby Hudson is Carl Edwards' regular spotter, but quite a while back, Bobby Hudson had a massive heart attack. He came back to spot last weekend, and when he did, he told me that the doctors had given him just a 10% chance to live. But tonight, Bobby Hudson, high above the grandstand, telling Carl Edwards when he's clear high, clear low, and both Carl and his spotter are thrilled about that.
Yeah, Bobby paid a visit to us right before the race here at the booth.
Let me tell you who's got it all the way on.
You were like me. I bounced up in the air the same time you did, Mike.
We're riding with Kyle Petty. We're going to show you what Tony Stewart did. Watch Big Orange right in the middle here, 3 wide.
He's coming 3 wide right here and makes it. He does the same thing down here off turn 2.
Boy, it's Bobby Labonte, the 43, bouncing off Kyle's car.
This ought to be exciting right here.
Watch this.
There's an opening.
Go for it, man.
Get it while you can.
Then he did the same thing coming off turn number 2.
And poor Reed sorts it into 41. There was no more real estate up there to the top side of his car.
So Big Orange is up to 6th. At 2nd place, cousin Carl is coming. And he's coming after Brian Vickers.
Yeah, Vickers is pretty much committed to the high side. The 99 is pretty much committed to the low side. Looks like Vickers is saying, okay, you're faster down there. Let me try it, because he's been running pretty high.
But Darrell, one thing I think we might be seeing a product of right now is I don't think maybe Brian Vickers, his car as good as it was maybe about an hour ago. And I think that 99, Bob Osborne, Carl Edwards, it's starting to come to life now.
Well, if you look at lap times, Larry, you got a 30-80 leading, a 30-78 running 2nd, and a 30-90 running 3rd. So they're real close to time.
Now, you're just 5 laps from halfway. Do you want to push the issue now?
Well, you know, by now you kind of know what you got, you know, and it's time to get serious, or a little more serious.
And I think that's what that guy right there in that Kellogg's car is doing. The 5-car, Kyle Busch, he just goes by Matt Kenseth for the 4th position. There comes Tony Stewart. Talk about lap times. Tony 1 lap ago just ran the fastest lap that he's run. He's going to go by Matt Kenseth in the 17.
I think they woke Tony up, that's for sure.
Well, Zippy told me that this morning. He said, we'll be junk in the sunlight. He said, just wait.
Yeah, well, we saw that over here in the All-Star race. He was really struggling early in that race, but by the end of the night, he was a factor.
And they brought a car here. This is a different car than he finished 5th with in the All-Star Challenge. This is the car they built new the end of last year that he won 3 of the 10 chase races with.
Baby's getting right, too. Things are flopping around, blowing off of it. That's when that thing's getting racy.
You know, Darrell, you talked about Jeff Gordon, his last 4 races here at Lowe's before he crashed out. Tony Stewart, he's finished 13th or worse in his last 4 Lowe's starts.
Denny Hamlin running in 8th, just ahead of Casey Mears. Here's Matt.
He's been running that high line for a while, Mike, but he had a real close call moments ago. He came on the radio and told Mike Fortune, I just got so loose in, and I wasn't trying to run it in so deep like that, but I had just extremely loose on entry and even worse on exit.
Let's show you what he meant.
He dives in there on the top, and you can just see, man, he didn't hit it, but he scraped it. And what you'll see him do now is he'll move around a little bit. I notice he went to the bottom there for a little bit, trying to find a place where the car's a little more comfortable.
He's going to lose a spot to Casey Mears in that 25 car. That was a battle for 8th. I think Casey Mears learned a lot last night. Had a great run, finished 2nd in that Busch race. There he gives a wave to Denny Hamlin. Thank you for not pushing the envelope.
Halfway.
I'm faster than you right now.
Be patient. Clear on.
Halfway, and the driver right ahead of Mears, the driver he trailed to the finish line last night, Casey Kane.
Halfway, 300 miles. Whoa. What was that all about?
Was that Hamlin getting a little loose or getting a little help?
No, I think Hamlin's just he's got his hands full right now, Matt.
And that's where his spotter let the cooler heads prevail. He says, look, he's running all over you. Just let him go. We'll get our car fixed a little later on. Just hunker down and be patient. And that was the big thing that Mike Ford was trying to stress to him all weekend. It's going to be a long race. Just hang in there.
I tell you what, right behind Denny Hamlin, that 36 car, another one of those Toyotas, Jeremy Mayfield, he's up in the top 10. And by the way, it's Jeremy's birthday today, 38 years old. Great run here on his birthday.
Fastest car on the track right now is Brian Vickers, running in 2nd place, 1 second behind Jimmy Johnson. It's Chevy, Toyota, and Ford in the first 3 positions. 202 laps into the Coca-Cola 600.